there it is. It always takes a second for it to register. Um, hey everyone, how are you doing? Um, hello, Victor, Pauline, Phantom, Beth, Michael, Vlad. How are you all doing? How was your weekend? Um, you know, all the things. How's everything? Um, so Beth, you're crafting in the background again. Oh, wonderful. That sounds so relaxing. You're making a blanket for your bed with leftover worsted weight yarn, pin weaving. I don't know what any of that means, but that sounds very cool. Um, ooh, Phantom, you quilt. Excellent. So Pauline, you got your flute back from COA, and wow, it's amazing. The high notes come out like nothing, and the harmonics are great. That's exactly how I felt back in, I want to say it was mid-November, because I sent it off at the end of October, and then I think it took about a week, 2 weeks, something like that. Maybe a 1 week. I don't know, but I felt exactly the same. Michael, you had dim sum this weekend. Oh, that's so fun. And video games, and flute. Oh my gosh. All my favorite things too. That sounds so fun. Wonderful. All right, guys, I'm keeping an eye on the time because for today, I keep saying this and I keep going for too long. But today I do want to make sure I have an adequate enough lunch break. So I'm going to get everything going here. But yeah. Thank you, Michael. That's actually what I was about to say next was I really appreciated all the really kind responses to my video yesterday. And yeah, I just hope that it continues to, reach more people. And I think what I really want to do is like humanize the perception of music educators because I think a lot of times we like there's a certain perception that like music educators need to be a certain way, need to say certain things and keep some things hidden and whatever. And like what I really learned was that you really don't have to do that, and you have a much bigger impact on your students when you are real, when you are not hiding your real self, and when they ask you questions and stuff like that, that like, when you answer, that you're answering actually from your own experience, and you talk about your experiences. I have found that like I think interharmony really taught me that like I can teach legitimately from experience, that like instead of just presenting the life lesson or music lesson that I learned from something I experienced, I now just present the entire experience. So if people ask me about like how to, for example, like how to go through an embouchure change, instead of just telling them how to do the embouchure change, I now give the full story. So I now give the full story of my own story of how I went through an embouchure change. And I find that it's a lot more effective because there are things about the journey that I think I forget to talk about if I'm only giving the lesson part of it rather than the full story. So yeah, I hope that kind of like gets out there a little bit more. But anyway, we will start practicing. Ooh, sushi buffet. Wonderful. I'm really glad that it resonated with you, Pauline. When I made that video, I actually let the footage sit for a little bit because I was actually a little bit nervous about editing it and putting it up on you know, on the World Wide Web. And yeah, but I decided that I needed to do it for me, that I needed to just put it out there, like who I really am and what I really do. And I'm really glad I did. So yeah, because I really want other people to like have that same feeling of like liberation and the ability to be themselves. All right. We will start the timer. There we go. Just going to make sure that's muted. Yes, it is. Very good. Okay. Start the timer and we will get practicing. Yeah, I think I rolled in too far. Oh, sorry. I'm guessing this really needs a COA, but we're getting there. Hey, Saturday night, how are you? Okay. All right. So starting off today, I think a little bit tight. The weekend was partially very relaxing and very not relaxing. And the not relaxing part, I can tell you what in one word. Every adult in here is going to understand why I was uptight. Taxes. So, you know, yeah. So, we were dealing with we like to deal with our taxes early. So, we were doing that this weekend, and I think some of the kind of stress from that is leaking over to today. I am noticing that just from doing a little bit more harmonics, I think I'm starting to kind of relax. I think it's nice that the flute is actually starting to relax me now. So I feel like I've come a long way from where I used to be. The flute used to give me anxiety, but now it is actually relaxing me down. So I can tell because the low note, like my lower lip could actually relax down for when I came back down. I think my head joint cork probably needs to be replaced, but you know, right now is just not really the time for me to fix it. There's just a lot going on right now. And so I am using my lower lip right now to try and manipulate some of that airstream to be closer to the opposite edge of the lip hole, so that the opposite edge of the lip hole catches the higher air pressure. Also thinking about my support. So I think all in all, we are relaxing down. And I think that's what I really have to keep in mind for today. If I'm going to get anything done, ironically, I have to try not to get anything done, to just relax and have fun. And then I think by keeping myself, like by lowering my expectations for today's practice session, I think I will, one, have more fun, and two, actually get more done. So we will move on to Della Sonorite, page 18, number 18. Excellent. So this one, our bass note, it's an interval jumping exercise. And our bass note that we are jumping to and from is high D. So this is D6 on the piano, D3 if you're only thinking in terms of the number of octaves that the flute can do. So we're doing that, and we are tonguing each note. Yeah. I could use my other head joint, but then the way that you blow into the instrument is very different. So I think I'm just going to stick with this. Okay. By the way, Michael, make sure you stay on topic. Okay? Gentle reminder. Yes, I agree with you that this also hurts my ears if I don't put in this earplug. This ear is better because the sound is not quite as loud on the left side, but it makes my right ear ring. So you're not alone in that. I absolutely have to wear earplugs to do this. So what I'm noticing here is it's a bit of a trust exercise for me to just kind of push the lips forward and trust that I just need my ample support, resonating the note up high, and then it'll just come out. Like that combo comes out, but I'm not used to it yet. It is coming out easier than before. I am noticing myself overblowing from starting around middle register E and further down, definitely overblowing there. So I want to explore that area. And also I was working on relaxing my lower lip as I was going into the lower notes. So let's do from D down to E, middle register E. Yeah, I still tend to want to do the backwards motion. So I tend to try and stick my lip out for low notes and then bring it back for high notes. But it's actually the opposite that works a lot better. And then that allows you to just use your support to push the air. And then you don't have to push from your mouth. You just have to kind of like resonate it in slightly different spots, but you're not pushing the air from your mouth. Yeah. You know, Michael, I appreciate that you don't mind the reminders. I'm totally fine to give you little gentle reminders. um, you did some Della Sonorite on the alto yesterday. Wow, that must have been really fun. Is Della Sonorite a practice book? You've never heard of it. So, okay, you know what? This is a really great kind of side note to kind of explain what Della Sonorite is. So Della Sonorite is a pretty famous tone book that was written by Marcel Moyse. Marcel Moyse is like one of sort of like the great fathers of like, you know, oh, what is good flute playing, you know? He's one of the most famous teachers like in the past, like, I don't know, century on for the flute. And Della Sonorite is actually the inspiration for Trevor Wye's tone book. Trevor Wye does say this in the beginning of his tone book. So we're kind of going to the predecessor, essentially, of Trevor Wye's tone book. It's really awesome. I would say that Della Sonorite, in my experience of teaching, is really good for people who are more experienced with the flute. Maybe they have done tone exercises before, because these exercises are very long. They go on forever. There's a lot to cover, and they can tend to be a little bit overwhelming to people who are not as experienced. For people who are not as experienced, I like to recommend the Trevor Wye tone book because I like how he breaks it down. He breaks it down into tiny, tiny, tiny little bite-sized pieces, and in a way that Della Sonorite doesn't. So like you can see that it is like inspired by Della Sonorite, but it does more of like a microscopic look into like, you know, between notes and stuff like that. So yeah, this is sort of the, I guess you could say, the more advanced one. Yeah, people who tend to start to get a little bit bored of the Trevor Wye tone exercises, I usually recommend that they go back to the original inspiration for the book. And yeah, so far my students have really enjoyed using Della Sonorite. But yeah, so it's on the sonority is really what it is. I'm saying it with a horrible, horrible English accent or North American accent on the French. Yeah. I also find the Della Sonorite exercises very relaxing. I think I am also weird. Also, your spelling is not bad at all, Phantom. You actually got everything bang on correct, so you're good. I also started on the Rubank books. The Rubanks, I believe, are more of an American staple from the, I want to say, from the 70s and 80s. I guess also the 90s. So I started from the beginner book into the intermediate, and I did volume 1 of the advanced. And much later on, I bemoaned the fact that I didn't have the volume 2. Like, it took me a long time to even notice that my advanced book said volume 1. And so a very, very kind viewer gifted me volume 2. So I have volume 2 now, just to kind of like complete my collection. The Rubank books are great, but I would say that they are best studied with the teacher because there's not a lot in terms of like written instruction in there. It's basically all music. But I do like how it is how it's organized, because they tend to like give you some little bit of tone, a little bit of technique, a little bit of like an etude or like a fun duet to play with your teacher. And you can study both parts, and they kind of arrange it in sort of this like lesson format, so that, you know, it sort of gives a like a curriculum for you, the student, and also for the teacher to follow. I would say that that's probably one of the hardest things about being a teacher, is figuring out, like, do you do a curriculum? What kind of curriculum do you do? How do you modify your curriculum per student? Because your curriculum, you know, even though you might have like a base curriculum that you develop, it's not going to fit every student. So you kind of have to figure out, like, do you only accept students who want to learn with your curriculum? Do you mod your curriculum? Do you like just do you how much do you cater to the students? I am personally of the opinion that it's much more fun and less boring for me to you know, mod everything to the students and tailor everything to the students, because it makes each lesson a little bit different. And that stimulates my mind a lot more. Whereas if I feel like I'm teaching the same thing over and over again, it starts to turn my brain to mush. So it is purely a selfish reason that I mod my curriculum to each student. Yeah, so, but the Rubank kind of gives a curriculum, like, so students only have to bring one book to class, and that makes it easier on the teacher to know what to teach. So I find that it's not only a good guide for students, it may even be a better guide for teachers to teach students. So that's my take on the Rubank. Yeah, exactly. Flute, I've heard really good things about Flute 101. Mastering the Basics. I personally don't have it, but that's actually one of the things that I want to do soon, is start to start to collect more of these pedagogical books and look into them, maybe make a video about what I think about them and their best case uses and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, I mean, that you basically got a look into what I think about the Rubank books. I think they are a really great kind of curriculum setter for teachers. So, you know, like, it kind of depends on what the student needs, what the teacher needs. So there you go. That's me just being a nerd. Uber nerd. Okay, let's do our second articulation here. So we'll be slurring in groups of 2 from the bass note to all the other changing notes. But yeah, you guys keep talking. You're very welcome. And I believe the link in the bottom bar does take you to De La Sonorite. De La Sonorite is very old now, so it is public domain. Okay, so something I forgot was as I go lower, the area where you feel the note resonating in your mouth also needs to start to ride lower. So I was thinking of it going more forward, but not also lower. And that was preventing some of the low notes from coming out. So I'm going to do some of the lower ones again. Oh, that came out well, but definitely feels like I'm like walking a tightrope to make that work. Okay, good stuff. So we will continue. Let's do circular breathing. Just a little bit. I'm not going hard on this, guys. I'm just doing it just to do it, you know? Because if I don't do it like this, I ain't ever doing it. So all right. So what I'm working on now that I am pushing from here more naturally, if you try this yourself, you may notice that like in the back of your mouth, I don't know if it's like the larynx or like, it feels more like when you go, when you make that kind of sound, that muscle or whatever that is, it tends to want to kind of like plug itself. I believe Vlad mentioned this in his Google Doc on our Discord. And so I'm getting a little bit better at keeping that open. And I think that's what I want to focus on now, is keeping that open. Yeah, it still wants to plug itself every now and then, but that's okay. We'll just keep thinking about it and working on it. Okay, I did one good one. We're leaving it. Okay, so now let's go to Moyse for 80 exercises. This one we are doing 253. So let's see what that one is. C harmonic minor. Got it. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Saturday. I need there. push that today. The fingers are, that is rough on my small fingers. We're gonna keep going. All right. Yeah, I'm aware of the pinchy sound. Just doing what I can today. Working on support, working on making sure I'm not pulling back my lip. You know, we're going to leave that. I think today actually can be classified as a bad tone day. But what's interesting is that now that I am very aware of what, like, kind of just the physics of the flute, it's a lot easier to, like, make myself do what I need to do based on the symptoms I hear. But it definitely is not coming naturally to me today. So I do actually think that today can be classified as a bad tone day. So, you know, I think that's interesting because I do not think that I could have sounded like this on a bad tone day on other days. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm aware that I can manipulate it to make it sound good, but it's not natural feeling. Yeah. Um Hey Alfredo, welcome back. How are you doing? How is life? What's going on? Okay, so now we are, oh, right. I did not actually write down what, let's see, closed it without checking. Let's see, 386 is the next one. All right, 386. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, and then now we are drilling the development. Okay, let's do this. Sure, I'll swap again. There's definitely the urge to overblow today. I can that part like I'm finding a little bit difficult to control, but it's fine. Okay, we're now going to drill the development. So I'm going to take basically one large section at a time. Okay, here we go. All right. Yeah, it is not a very natural day for me. So this is definitely not as musical as I want it to be because I can't let go. I have to keep thinking about, you know, all these different aspects of like not overblowing, support, lip manipulation, like very subtle lip manipulation, relaxing my lip. So it's a lot. Yeah. Capano, hello. And Alfredo, you're coming back to practicing after vacation. Oh, that's fun. That's really fun. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if the tongue is too high, larynx too high. I'm trying not to, I'm also trying not to overthink it too much. So I appreciate the suggestions, but I'm also trying not to overthink it too much because I think there's a certain limit to what I can do today. I can feel it. So, yeah. I think for today, Beth, thank you for asking. I think for today, um, I think there is a limit, a physical limit to what I can do. So, um, I think some ideas would be nice to bounce off of, but not too many in quick succession. I think that's what I would like. But thank you so much for asking. Sorry guys, I have this like little piece of skin. Oh gosh. Shane, hello, welcome. Okay, I got it off, guys. Yeah. Oh, I like bouncing ideas off of you guys. Like what sometimes I see something and then it's like, oh right, like, you know. But I think I can feel that today is technically a bad tone day. So there is like a physical limit to what I can do today. It is what it is. Yeah. I'm wanting to focus on drilling. I want to get the repetitions in. So I think I'm just kind of gonna let some things go. Because I think it's probably gonna be great tomorrow. So, you know. Okay. I'm just gonna keep going with the drilling. Michael, I know everyone tells you to not peel your lips, right? So, okay, that was better. But definitely was a lot of like focusing on relaxing, 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 but also that subtle lip manipulation to help me get into those high notes with the support. Sometimes the support was late, sometimes the lip manipulation was late. So a little bit inconsistent, but I know what I need to do, which is a good sign for tomorrow. So, okay, we'll do our third time. Noelle, thank you so much for saying that. I I do appreciate it. Today's not a great I think technically is not a great tone day because I have to do a lot of things manually and I can't really let go and like just you know I have to focus on relaxing, which is, you know, ironically it makes it so that I can't really let go of my brain and just like express, you know. Some days are like that. It usually means that the next day is going to be a god day, so we're all looking forward to tomorrow, okay? All right. Yeah. It's taking a lot of concentration to produce the sounds that you guys are hearing, but good to know that it is improving. There's a bit that I do want to drill a few more times. I think I am reaching. I'm doing this thing again. So that's making this harder. Good to know. Okay, we figured it out. I'm gonna let myself drill that more tomorrow, but like we figured out exactly what it is. I'm doing this again. I'm just like stretching. Okay, so we'll move on to the next section. Doing it here too. I was pushing too forward for that C. But okay, yeah, just keeping the fingers not stretching definitely helps. All right. I mean, I guess, yeah, drilling is the same thing as exercising and repeating. It's just that the word drills tends to convey more of a like a focused repetition, as Beth is saying. It conveys that a little bit more. Because if you're going to drill something, it means that you're just going to keep doing it over and over and over and over again to essentially develop muscle memory. Okay, so there's a part that I want to do right after the high B flat. I just want to make sure that those A's are placed correctly. Okay, we know what to do. So that's for tomorrow. Okay, last section. Hey, Sean, thank you so much. Had your practice today. Could have been better. Will be better tomorrow. That's what's happening to me right now. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I can't actually let go right now of like focusing on relaxing. Like I understand the physics of the flute enough now to manipulate myself to be able to play it well, but I can't actually really let go of and just express. So yeah, tomorrow is going to be a better day. Yeah. Yeah, it's always like that. Like if you have a day that's sucky, the next day is going to be better every time. So we're all in this together. Okay, last section to drill. Tori, welcome back to the stream. I feel you on the coming into Monday and it's just like all teaching. So for me, all of the teaching is happening this afternoon. So here I am getting my like 1 hour practicing it. I'm glad that you took notes from my Gobert fantasy video. I wonder if I should actually do some like updated videos on like my thoughts on, you know, certain pieces and stuff like that. You guys are giving me some really good video ideas. In fact, I'm actually going to write them down before I forget about them. Because I want to just, you know, be a nerd and do nerd things. So let me very quickly write it down. Like music analysis, right? That would be really cool. And then I could just, like, I don't even have to prepare for that type of video. Like, all I have to do is just open it up and just start being a nerd. That sounds fun. I could just go off and then maybe even split it into a bunch of different, like, to different parts. Because, like, maybe based on, like, the exposition, development, you know, etc. That'd be pretty cool. Moyse is 40 little pieces. Hey, Ruth. How are you? Okay, we got to do, I think, one more run of this. And then I want to do a little bit more of the descending bit. Okay, I just wanted to get a few more repetitions in there for that bit. I think we're going to keep doing it this week. We are going to go backwards next time. So save it there. Have fun at your sushi buffet. Man, I want to go to a sushi buffet. Okay, we're just going to do a tiny bit of Rapid as Wildfires just to kind of test out the same sort of like support plus manipulation plus staying relaxed and open. Just a bit. the fact that I can do that on my not so great day, I'm going to take that and move on. So just a little bit of La Vaguelette and then we'll be done. All right. Time's up. I'm going to take that and be happy with it. Oh, you know, I think it is quite the success to sound like that on a day that I can tell is not a great day for playing. I think I'm getting a little bit more confident in just, I know this sounds stupid, but in just knowing how the flute works, because it's kind of amazing how far you can get in a career literally on the instrument and still not entirely know how it works. So I think now that like I understand the physics of the instrument a lot better, it's like really gives me something to work with on my bad days. Wow, you guys can really see my lip is chapped. Blue Moon, hello. Hello. Yeah, I know, finally a lesson day. I know, I'm so excited to chat with you today. And Ruth, thank you so much. It's interesting. Like it's really weird to play and hear a nice sound, but know that in your head you just cannot let go of like you're just kind of balancing like, okay, support, okay, keep the mouth nice and round and open, keep the lips relaxed. Oh, right, you know, very subtly move the lips forward and back, according to like, you know, forward for high notes, back for like relaxed and back for low notes, blow more across for low notes. You know, it's just this constant mantra in my head of like, okay, now this, and then now this, and then now this, and then now this. And it's just like, you really feel like you're kind of walking on a tightrope. So I cannot wait for tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be a lot better. Yeah, I hope you won't be stuck at your work meeting for too long. And don't worry, let me check my schedule. I think you are the last person on my list today. Let me just check really quickly. Yeah, you're the last person. So, like, if you need to show up a little bit late, I'm totally fine. Don't worry about that. So, like, we good. We Gucci. Which, by the way, if you guys don't know, I schedule in 15-minute breaks between students. So, if you're a teacher as well, so this is something that my theory professor, Dr. Bob, advised me to do. So I take no credit for this. But a long, long time ago, like I was definitely still a student when he advised me to do this. He said, when you have your own studio of students, he's like, I know it'll feel like a waste of time and money, but schedule in 15-minute buffers between your students, because this will allow you to just kind of like, you know, like deal with a little bit of paperwork, go to the bathroom, maybe grab a quick snack if you need a snack, grab some water, you know, even just get up, walk around, move your limbs a little bit. Like, he was like, in the long run, for your mental health and for your physical health, it's a lot better. Plus, just from a pedagogical standpoint, it will allow you to wrap up a topic for, like, even if you just need an extra 5 minutes to just be like, oh, hey, we need to stop here. So, like, let's wrap up this this topic, you know, next time. Sometimes you only really need that extra 5 minutes to just complete a topic, so that your students don't leave the lesson more confused than when they arrived. So, like, pedagogically, it works really well because you can actually wrap up topics, but also just for your physical and mental health, it is a lot better. So because of that, that's why I can be so lackadaisical about this and just be like, oh, you're going to show up a bit late. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? You know, like, even if you were not the last person on my list, I would still have a 15-minute buffer before I see the next student. So this allows me a lot more flexibility. So, like, students can show up 5 to 10 minutes late. We just go for the full hour, and I still have a 5-minute buffer before my next student. So, yeah, it seems like it could be a waste of time and money, because, like, you could technically be earning more during that time, but you're going to wear yourself down. You can get yourself sick. And then when you're sick, you can't teach. And when you can't teach, you ain't earning money anyway. So, like, in the long run, it pays itself off. So yeah, breaks are super important. Hey, Steven, how are you? Yep. See, that's what I think, Tori. I also think it's like, you need to have an absolute minimum of a 5-minute buffer. Absolute minimum. I give myself 15 because that's what my professor recommended. And I've gotten hooked on it. I've just gotten addicted to the 15-minute break, because sometimes I do get a full 15-minute break, and it is nice. I get to just empty my mind and, like, show up way fresher for my next student. It's so nice. Do I have empty slots? I do have empty slots. They're kind of at odd times, though, depending on your time zone. So, but I do have empty slots. And if anyone out there is the type of person that likes to fly by the seat of their pants and just pick a different day, a different weekday, different time slot for each of their lessons, I definitely have openings. So it's just my, like, regularly occurring lessons. Those spots are getting filled up. So, but I have, there's people who postpone, there are cancellations, and there, you know what I mean, that type of thing. All of my students are adults. So what this means is that their schedules are a lot more kind of all over the place than your typical, like, high school student or something like that, right? Because a typical high school student will have pretty much the same routine every single week, but not us adults. We go on trips, we go on business trips. stuff happens with family, you have to kind of jet, you know, like family stuff, et cetera, et cetera. Like there's just a lot that happens. So because I teach all adults, it means that all the schedules kind of go all over the place. So I do get quite a few cancellations and stuff like that, just due to life things. So I do have openings that are just kind of, you know, sort of everywhere. So, you know, I do have a couple of students who love to just fly by the seat of their pants, and they just kind of like slot into the cancellations that other people make. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I am very happy with where like my career is going. I realized a few months ago that I'm already doing what I love, and I'm already doing my dream job. So I'm just here to enjoy it. I'm just here to live it up, you know. I think I'm kind of done chasing. I just want to enjoy what I have. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to excuse myself to go and make some lunch. So I'll see you later, Blue Moon. But yeah, for the rest of you guys, I will see you tomorrow. I don't remember what time. 11 a.m. Pacific time. So I'll see you guys again on tomorrow, same time. Love you all so very much. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe. Take care of yourselves, because there is no music without the musician. So, really? Hi, FSU fluties. Hi. Take care of yourselves, okay? No music without the musician. So, you know, be good to yourselves. Do all your self-care things, okay? Like me, I'm gonna go have some lunch now, okay? All right. See you guys later. Bye.